कि आप भी स्क्रिलेक्स की तरह एक ग्राउली वॉबली बेस लाइन बनाना चाहते हैं तो बिल्कुल सही जगह आप आए हैं बीट फैक्ट्री में। मैं आपको दिखाने वाला हाउ टू मेक अ सिंपल वॉबली बेस साउंड इन नेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स मैसिव सिंथ। बड़ा सिंपली, नथिंग टू कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, नॉट वेरी लॉन्ग ट्यूटोरियल, जस्ट यूजिंग वन ऑसिलेटर, मे बी वन फिल्टर एंड मे बी टू लो फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑसिलेटर, यानी कि 2 LFOs के साथ। वेरी सिंपल, साउंड्स कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, नॉट सो कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, ओके, एज वी विल सी। सबसे पहले तो लोड मैसिव। सो वंस वी लोड मैसिव वी हैव दिस सिंथ लोडेड अप हियर। अब क्या करेंगे कि बेसिकली मैं चाहता हूं कि मैं एक मिडी क्लिप बनाऊं जिसमें एक नोट डाल दूं व्हिच इज अ कंटिन्यूअस नोट, ताकि व्हेन वी प्ले दैट नोट दिस कीप्स रनिंग एंड आई डोंट हैव टू कीप प्रेसिंग अ कीबोर्ड। ओके, मेक सेंस। तो पहले मैं जाके जस्ट इंसर्ट अ मिडी क्लिप एंड मिडी क्लिप में लेट्स जस्ट गो एंड फाइंड अ लो ऑक्टेव दैट वी कैन प्ले। ओके, cool. This E sound is going to sound good here. And इसको मैं पूरा extend कर देता हूँ till here. So as you can see, this note is going all the way. ठीक है? Select this, switch this off, and then just play the MIDI clip so we know what's happening. There we go. So you can see this. So अभी क्या हो रहा है? Basically, massive ones I loaded. It only has अपनी बेसिक टेम्पलेट जिसके अंदर ये एक स्क्वायर सॉ वेव टाइप सेलेक्टेड है ओवर इन द ऑसिलेटर वन सेक्शन। तो बेसिकली मैसिव में काफी ऑसिलेटर्स है, 3 ऑसिलेटर्स हैं, एक मॉड्यूलेशन ऑसिलेटर और नॉइज भी है। बट आई एम गोइंग टू स्विच ऑल ऑफ दीज ऑफ क्योंकि मुझे ये सारे साउंड सोर्सेज नहीं चाहिए, मैं सिर्फ एक सिंपल साउंड सोर्स से दिखाना चाहता हूँ। सो दिस इज ऑसिलेटर 1, फिल्टर 1। ये फिल्टर सीरियल पैटर्न, आई एम गोइंग टू सिलेक्ट इट एज अ सीरियल फिल्टर। ठीक है, दिस पर्टिकुलर filter I'm going to switch on, filter number 2 I'm going to switch off, maybe let it be on, I don't know, for some time, then let's see. So first we'll select the waveform. So left में जो oscillator 1 है, we have plenty of waveforms that native instruments provide from which we can select. In this particular case I'm going to take a waveform called Dirty Needle because I think it's a little grungy waveform. So let's see how this sounds. Yeah, so as you can hear, it's got this grainy kind of sound. ठीक है, तो इसको लेते हैं and then let's start modulating this and working with this. So this particular sound is passing to filter 1 which is over here. तो filter 1 हम पहले select करते हैं. So you come to filter 1 on top here, there's a menu which says none. You select the scream parameter. So scream basically is a screaming filter and that's what we want. So it's got a growl scream kind of sound that we want to make in this synth. ठीक है, now as we modulate, it's not going to sound very interesting right now as we start creating. Slowly we will get there. ठीक है, so once you say, you'll see the difference in sound. You see that growly kind of sound which kind of exists. Okay, so this particular parameter that is cut off we want to modulate. इसको हम यानी कि over time change करना चाहते हैं ताकि it has this kind of wobbly pattern जो automatically चलता है। ठीक है, so we want to sequence that wobble. Wobble sequence करने के लिए basically we need something called a low frequency oscillator यानी कि LFO. LFO you would find down here. You see these 4 green tabs massive में, इनमें से कोई भी आप सेलेक्ट कर सकते हो, 5, 6, 7 और that's up to you, it doesn't matter. I'm going to select 5 because the first one, why to waste the other 3? ठीक है, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so यहाँ पे जब LFO आ गया, I'm going to select from here the LFO and go to another parameter called performer. तो LFO को हम performer में create कर देंगे. So performer का basically मतलब ये है कि it's going to take the different waveforms and perform the changes to any parameter. In this case, cutoff में जो apply कर रहे हैं and make it modulate. ठीक है, so ये एक sawtooth type wave बनी हुई है, decreasing sawtooth. I'm going to create like a 4-beat one, तो मैं इसको deselect कर रहा हूँ from the top, just much like you select in a sequencer on top के कितने bars आपको चाहिए, you want to loop. So I want to loop 4 beats over here. ठीक है, I've selected that. In the left section you'll see a sync button. We press the sync button ताकि we sync this particular change to the tempo of the track, and we'll make it 1/4 ताकि every 1 beat in 4 beats there's a change. ठीक है, so when we hear now we will see that this particular thing will move. अभी changes नहीं आएंगे, but you'll hear if I switch on the metronome. अगर मैं metronome on करता हूँ you can hear it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's working. ठीक है, now but it's not changing. वो करने के लिए I have to drag this particular parameter that I just created onto the cutoff because cutoff is what I want to change. I want this waveform or these waveforms to change the cutoff. So I drag it here, and once I drag, that's not the end of it. अभी मुझे और भी काम करना है. I select it and I move my mouse or the trackpad finger to the left side. So it creates this green kind of circle around the cutoff. What basically this does is it's going to tell it how much of this cutoff do you want to modulate with this particular thing. ठीक है, now you'll be able to hear some changes. Let's see. There, did you hear that? Yeah, there's a wonk kind of wobble sound happening. ठीक है, but this is not the waveform I want. I'm looking for something more interesting and something that changes more over time. तो waveforms यहाँ बनाने के लिए you can't directly draw it. There is a load curve function right here. You select that load curve and left side पे आपके बहुत types के curves यहाँ पे दिखने लग जाएंगे. So we select any kind of curve. I'm going to select a flat line first here. Okay, by mistake I kind of missed the window. Okay, so I'm going to select a flat line over here, this one, and then move this thing, you know, using this particular parameter. Okay, let's see the change now. Okay, cool. So that's happening. I want to create a quicker wobble, so I'll create it here. मैंने ये वाली particular waveform ली. Let's see now. There you go. So we've created a pattern which is wobbling and stuff like that. I'm going to switch off the metronome here. But you could see it's syncing to this particular waveform. आप visually भी देख सकते हैं, and you can see it's actually working in this particular way. So when I do that, let's see. Change it around. Okay, so it's working like this. Now what I also want to do is create an other LFO जो pitch को भी थोड़ा सा change कर सकती है. So in this case ये तो हमने use कर लिया. I don't want to apply the same one to pitch. We'll create another one. Number 6 is free. Let's take that. इसमें हम LFO की बजाय performer select करेंगे. Again, make it about 4 beats. Switch off load curve. Here select sync. Make it 1/4, and then add the kind of pitch change that you want to. Again, go to load curve, select a particular one here. Let's see how this sounds like. इसको of course to make it sound, we'll have to drag it to the pitch function on the left side here. यहाँ पे हम drag करते हैं, and give it a bit of depth for it to move. You see that? It's very interesting now. So you can change curves, you can, you know, shape it any way that you want. Let's see. So with the pitch and with the filter and all of this stuff, it gets crazy. Of course, you can create a modulation which kind of sounds useful. Running to some doggy frequencies here, very high frequencies. Anyway, you get the idea. It's a simple way of doing it. Of course, आप और interesting बना सकते हैं with using other waveforms. There's a whole playground for you to play. This is just a simple way of doing it. Of course, if you want to study this in detail, then come and do our sound design and engineering course, because udhar you can really get to, you know, do stuff with synths, get into this massive silence, do Foley for film and stuff like that. So there you really learn about the details of creating patches and things, from lead sounds to bass sounds to wobbly sounds to you name it. So if you're into sound design, into synth design, and you want to create your own signature, that's a detailed course to do. But anyway, I think this should get you started for now. This is a simple method. And like always, I hope this is helpful. And again, if you want me to do किसी तरह का tutorial which you think might be helpful, just write to me, post on Facebook, whatever you want. And as I can find time, I will definitely do it. I enjoy it. That's what I'll do. Okay, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.